Well, hello there, brothers and sisters of WoT Blitz universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. Welcome back to the channel. I decided to make a first time compare ever on my channel, and we're gonna compare this T-34-3 Chinese medium to the new STG. I'm not going for the STG, to be honest. I will tell you why, but before we reach that moment, I wanna just focus on those two tanks, because you can also compare it to T-34-2, the techtree version of this tank, but yeah, let's focus on the premium. So it's a premium, so for those of you who want to put your hands on the STG, as you can see, it's only available in containers, and that's the issue I have with this tank, because as you can see, you can get them for money and you can get them for gold, and it's a tier 8 tank, and it's really similar to the techtree T-34-2 or -3 premium version. As you can see, the drop chance is 5%. Also, you can get some free XP, you can get some premium time. The drop chances are exactly the same for the gold containers as they are for the money containers, but still the drop chance is only 5%. So let's just move on and let's focus on the armor profiles of both of these tanks, so you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, as you can see, here's the T-34-3. You have 5 degrees of gun depression on both tanks, and the armor profile, as you can see, the turret is strong. For a medium tank, it's typical for Russian and for Chinese mediums to have those strong turrets. And you have only weak spots are your front of your hull and those two little cupolas on the top of the turret, but it's same for both tanks. As you can see, they are relatively small on the T-34-3, and if you over angle, if you're going on a steepy hilly terrain, you can just get back a bit and just get those bounces on the front plate. Also, as you can see, the front plate, typical front plate for the T-54 or the rest of this type of tanks, is pretty bouncy. You can angle it frontally and just get some bounces. You can also try to side scrape, but as you can see, you are showing the weak front plate. And here's the STG. The armor, the tank profile is slightly lower, so that means you get a better camo. The turret seems to be more reliable, but still you have this large cupola and the small one. The small one isn't an issue, but the big one is the problem. I think it's gonna be easier pennable than the version on the T-34-3. And as you can see, you can try to side scrape. The front plate is really weak, and yeah, the T-34-3 has better front plate, and it has frontally more mounted turret, so that means you can side scrape a bit. But let's look at this. It's a medium and you still can pan the side, and if you want to side scrape, you can just do it slightly and still you're showing the front plate, so what's the point of that? And if you can also try to get those shots on the back, but because of this wide turret, as you can see, the turret itself is the gun itself is in a 1/3 of the length of a tank, so that means you will show all your back to the enemies, and this side armor isn't spectacular. So I really can't see any advantages of this tank over the T-34-3. Now let's check the tanks in the tank compare. As you can see, we equip them in the exact same way, so you can just check the performance of the exactly same equipped tanks. As you can see, penetration is slightly better on the STG. It's 5 millimeters. And the pramo, the difference is in the pramo. STG has APCR and T-34-3, sorry, D-34-3, has heat. And HE pan, as you can see, is exactly the same. The shell velocity is better on the T-34-3. Same with the AP. Only difference is the APCR goes faster, but the pan is really weak. As you can see, rate of fire is exactly the same, alpha is the same, caliber is the same, aim time is exactly the same, dispersion is exactly the same. On movement and rotation, also, you get a slight better aiming time for the STG, better accuracy, but the depression and elevation angles, this 2 degrees doesn't change much, and it's not downwards, it's upwards, so that's not a thing. The thing is, The STG is more mobile. As you can see, you have better power to weight ratio, you have more effective HP per ton, you have slightly better camo, and that's camo is way better. It's not slightly better, the camo is way better on the STG, and that's the main advantage and the only advantage I can see. Repair cost is lower, and as you can see, the armor profile seems to be stronger frontally, but it's not, like I showed you. Maybe the turret will bounce a bit more, but that's not the thing. And so now let's check the stats on the actual tank. So you have 2.8 seconds of the aiming time, because it depends on your equipment, but the aiming time is so fast that I decided to equip it slightly different. Damage per minute, as you can see, is lower because I'm using calibrated shells. Because the main issue of those tanks is the penetration value. The penetration for a tier 8 isn't spectacular. As you can see, 184, that's not a thing, but the hit pen almost 300 makes for it. That's why I'm using calibrated shells to be able to penetrate. Dispersion isn't great. As you can see, the gun limit is typical, so 5 degrees of gun depression. Turret armor, as you can see, is 190 on the front and 210 or 200 on the STG, so slightly better, but still it's, both turrets are really good. And the top speed on the T-34-3 is 50, but it's going moving up to speed not so fast, so STG is slightly better. That's only difference, that's only advantage that STG has over the T-34-3. And here's the equipment. You can get this aiming time slightly lower, but I'm using supercharged and I'm using refined gun, because you can see that dispersion isn't great. 0.355, even with refined gun, that's a bit of an issue. So in my personal opinion, the STG isn't worth buying in crates. If you want the tank, if you want slightly different tank, you can buy it, but wait till it comes for gold or for money, but not on those damn crates. It's not really worth it. And that's basically all for this episode, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'm still on my 500 subs quest, so if you want to help me out, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to talk with me, the link to my Discord is in the description below, same as my Facebook profile. Take care, bye bye, and catch you all on the battlefield.